Dear SCORE President, dear Executive Director, SCORE Committee and SCORE members, it's a pleasure to present you the progress report of GlobalHAB, Global Harmful Algal Blooms in this last year. Just a reminder, you can download the Science and Implementation Plan of GlobalHAB from its webpage, and the overall goal of GlobalHAB is to improve the understanding and prediction of harmful algal blooms and to improve the management and mitigation of their impacts. How? Through fostering international coordination and cooperative research and serving as liaison between scientific community, stakeholders and policymakers, informing science-based decision making. GlobalHAB is funded by SCORE, IOC, in kind from the SSC members' institutions, external contributions for particular activities, and more recently from NOAA to the IOC Science and Communication Center on Harmful Algae at the University of Copenhagen. GlobalHAB thanks all this funding support and especially thanks the support that will allow to conduct in 21 the activities that unfortunately were cancelled due to the COVID pandemics. We thank this year to the first SSC members of GlobalHAB for their commitment, their positive activity, their initiative during all those years, this generosity that allowed to implement the program, the GlobalHAB program since the beginning. And also we welcome the GlobalHAB new members of the SSC that also, in this, since the first meetings we had online, they have already manifested their positive attitude, and I am sure that they will contribute to the continuation, the successful continuation of GlobalHAB. This core SSC is working along with subcommittees. I'm going to present now a summary of the activities conducted in the 1920 period. I highlight this capacity building activity conducted jointly with UNESCO and IOC Westpac, a training workshop, with two outcomes as scientific publications. Also, the summer school conducted in 2019 with the topic Does Human Health and Well-being Depend on a Healthy Ocean, conducted in this case by an endorsed project of GlobalHAB, and also the outcomes were a scientific publication in Frontiers in Marine Science. GlobalHAB has been, members of the GlobalHAB have represented the program as an external advisor of a project, in this case SOPHIE, Seas, Oceans and Public Health in Europe, funded by the European Commission and aimed to develop a program on oceans and human health in Europe. GlobalHAB contributed to all the knowledge concerning harmful algal blooms. The project was finalized this March 2020. The outcomes were presented virtually in Brussels. GlobalHAB also has been the external advisor of the European Food Safety Agency concerning HABs poisonings and conducting a research for 3 years on the climate change as a driver of emerging risks for food and feed safety, plant animal health and nutritional quality. The study has been finished in June 2020 and presented this October 2020 virtually. GlobalHAB sponsored a special issue on harmful algae and climate change in the journal Harmful Algae, edited by Chris Gobler, a member of the former GlobalHAB SSC, and 12 papers are included in this special issue, covering a wide variety of topics related to HABs and climate change. 1 year ago, GlobalHAB sponsored a workshop, co-sponsored a workshop with several other institutions held during the Pisces annual meeting and focus on evaluating, reducing and mitigating the cost of harmful algal blooms, focusing on case studies. During 2.5 days, the participants that we can see in this picture exchanged information, had several discussions, presentations, etc., and the outcomes are integrated in a PICES report to be published this November and including 7 chapters. 1 year ago, GlobalHAB co-sponsored with the government of Chile an advanced international colloquium and technical workshop on fish-killing marine algae and their effects in Puerto Varas, Chile. In addition to working sessions of the specialists, a virtual session open to the public through streaming was conducted. The outcomes are organized in a white paper. GlobalHAB has also fostered a best practice guidelines for the study of HABs and climate change. We expect to have the document ready online this December 2020. The main objective of the document is to encourage adoption of best practices in laboratory and field approaches to investigate HAB responses to climate change, climate drivers. The document is structured in 5 main contents with a variety of authors. In the future, we hope that this workshop can be conducted on modeling and prediction of harmful algal blooms from event response to multi-decadal projections. This program, the preliminary program highlighted here, is going to be developed in 2 steps. First, in 2021, masterclass and tutorials will facilitate to reach a substantial number of early career and developing world scientists, and then, depending on how the things evolve, it is expected to have a physical meeting in 2022. And we are exploring potential coordination with Ocean Teaching, IOD, in the context of the United Nations decade. Also, we hope to have the postponed GlobalHAB Symposium on automated in situ observations, hopefully to be hosted in Kristineberg, Sweden. The aim is to bring together experts on and users of automated in situ image systems and novel sampling equipment to share experience, conduct some tests, and approach young scientists. 2 kinds of scientific papers are expected from the activity, and also we are working on the exploration of potential coordination with Ocean Teaching. And the last topic we are addressing is the coordination of the scientific research on sargassum blooms. This is a new theme in GlobalHAB. It was not included in the Science and Implementation Plan. It was not developed but considered to be implemented in the future. So to do it, a subcommittee has been constituted, and the first activity in the pipeline is an open science meeting on sargassum. This activity is coordinated jointly with UNEP, GESAM, IAEA, and regional governments, European NGOs. It would include to address the state of the art, assess impacts, identify solutions, and design monitoring strategies for these blooms, and to produce a report, a white paper, to establish a global HAB subcommittee wider than the one that I just presented, and hopefully it's going to be hosted in Mexico. Meanwhile, in coordination with UNEP and GESAM, we are participating in several webinars. And the new SSC, in the last meeting we had, identified 4 blocks of activities. On one side, the continuation of the economic impacts of HABs, the study, expert workshops on qPCR and metabarcoding applied to HABs, the analysis of the complexity of the adaptation strategies of HABs, and a scientific summary for policymakers on HABS and climate change, and hopefully many others. We encourage the HABS community to endorse projects in order to implement the Global Hub Scientific and Implementation Plan together. Thanks for your attention, and I open to questions. Thank you very much.